Hi guys, and happy Tuesday. Today I am sitting down and chit-chatting a little bit, and I just wanted to go over about 12 hair hacks that I want to share with you. So I don't want to say that I am perfect about doing all of these all of the time. I'm just like everybody else. Sometimes I'm not able to follow, all the rules directly by the book because life gets in the way, and I get it. But these are just a few tips to help you have the best possible hair you can have. So tip number one is switch your hair ties. Most of us are used to using a hair tie kind of like this. Thankfully it doesn't have the metal, but it does have a little bit of hard glue that can snag your hair a little bit, and these are just really tight, really hard. You can really feel the elastic pinching when it closes, and just they're really tight. Now something like this, which I have a newer package right here, so let me grab one of these nice ones out. A hair tie like this, you can see it is just a lot softer. Instead of having a hard glue, it has a nice soft rounded bead. There's really no spots that can snag your hair. Now you've probably also seen the hair ties that are like little ribbons that are tied at the end. Those are really good rather than something like this. They're just gentle, softer. They don't constrict the hair too much and tug on it to cause breakage. So I would recommend no more of this, some of this. If you guys need some of these, they sell them at my beauty supply shop and I can get you some, or Etsy has a ton of those cute ribbon ones. You can find them basically anywhere. So switch your hair ties. Or you know what? Scrunchies, like from the 90s, like big cloth scrunchies, those are amazing on your hair if you don't like the style of it out and about, at least at home. All right, number two is don't wash your hair more than you need to. I know a lot of us fall into the routine of shower every day, wash your hair every day. I understand we all have to shower every day. Continue to do that, please, but you don't need to wash your hair every single day. Your scalp produces oils. It runs like the rest of your body. When it doesn't have enough oils to hydrate your scalp, it will pump out more. Your sebaceous glands will pump out more oil. Same thing with your face. If your face gets dry, it will pump out more oil. That's just what your body does. It's this amazing machine that's always operating to keep things running how they're supposed to be. So when we put shampoo on our hair every single day, you're stripping those oils day after day, so your body is saying pump out more oil, pump out more oil. And eventually, one, that's a waste of money, that's a waste of shampoo. Two, it's drying your hair out because you're not getting those natural oils that your scalp produces. And so I challenge you all to at least, whatever you're doing, whether it's one day, whether it's 7 days, whatever you do, see if you can push it one more day. You will be amazed. And it's gonna have to start slowly, because as long as you start letting those oils produce, you're gonna feel a little bit greasy at first, but as long as you start letting those oils produce, your body will signal, okay, stop pumping out so much oil. The scalp is hydrated, we don't need to pump out so much oil. And then over time, you can go more and more days in between. Now, if you are working in the dirt and like actually dirty, or you're at a restaurant and there's grease going into your hair, yes, wash your hair. And I'm not saying walk around with dirty hair, but on a day-to-day basis, like a job like mine, I wash my hair in the morning or whatever, and then I go to work and it really doesn't get dirty. It doesn't change much. As you can see, and if you know me, now this is just my hair natural, but I have wavy, thick, coarse hair. I can go anywhere from, it used to be 4 to 7, but I would almost say 5 to 10 days now between washing my hair. I need dry shampoo in between. That will lead me into the next tip, is find a good dry shampoo. I'm not gonna mention any brands. If anybody wants to know personally, I sell some back there, so you may be able to see. But I am one for everybody's hair is different. Everybody will find a scent that they like, different features of a dry shampoo that they like most. So try different ones out, play with them. If you try one that you don't like, don't get discouraged and think that all dry shampoos are awful, because they're really helpful. Another touch on that, going back to not washing your hair too much, is when you heat style. So say I straighten my hair today rather than leaving it all natural, and then tomorrow I just wash it out and then I blow dry and straighten it again, that's causing damage on your hair, heat damage. So instead, once you heat style, let's try to maintain that style for a few days so that your hair gets a break from getting heat styled. So yes, I challenge you, whatever you're doing, try to push it another day. Once that gets comfortable, try to push it another day. Eventually, at a certain point, you should be washing your hair roughly once a week. depending on your hair type. Some people have very fine hair and it's gonna have to be every 3 days. There's no way around that, but it's different for everybody. But I just challenge you. I know as a whole we wash our hair too much. Keep showering, get a shower cap, stop washing your hair. So okay, my next one is do weekly treatments at home. So I could recommend a ton of weekly treatments. I like to kind of treat myself to a bubble bath once a week or whenever I have time, and I like to do a face mask, a hair mask, a treatment of some sort. Not only is this good just to like sit back and relax as women and give us a self-care day, that's important. I think the importance of that is your happiness as a whole is enormous, and it doesn't get taken care of enough, especially for us moms who are always taking care of other people. I would say there are so many different treatments. If you need more moisture, if you need a scalp treatment because you have dry scalp, if you need a strengthening treatment, there's so many different things you can do, but I also challenge you to do a weekly treatment. Next one is how to properly shampoo and condition your hair. Now, for some people, for me, it's so crazy to talk about because I just thought this was like second nature, but I realize some people don't realize this at all. So when you go to shower, and this is your hair, you get it all wet, when you go to shampoo it, you only need to put a little bit, maybe a nickel size amount of shampoo in your hand, even me, and really work that in. Don't put a big glob in your hand and smack it right on top of your head. You need to put like a nickel size shampoo and rub it together. Rub it, keep rubbing it. Some shampoos are sulfate free and it'll take a little while for them to lather up, but eventually they will. So then once you have your hands lathered full of shampoo, I want you to start at the scalp and really just massage it in at the scalp. You're not shampooing down here, so don't glob it on your hair and then like mush all this stuff up and do that, because your scalp is oily and needs to be clean. Your ends really aren't dirty. I mean, the excess shampoo will run down and cleanse your ends enough. You don't need to be roughing up that cuticle down here. You don't need to do that. So shampoo your scalp. Do not shampoo the rest of your hair. If you do it once and you don't get a really good lather, especially now that you're trying to go longer without washing your hair, that's completely fine. Rinse all the shampoo completely out, do it again. Nickel size, really work it in, really massage. If you need to do it 2-3 times, that's okay, but you want to really lather it in your hands, really work it in, rinse, and then go again until you get a really good foamy lather. That's how you know your hair is clean and it's not trying to pull all that oil and dirt out anymore. And then my next tip would be condition your ends. So you never want to put conditioner up here. It's not necessary. Conditioner closes the cuticle of the hair. Up here, you really don't have any damage because this hair is new and just grown out of your scalp. It's still pretty tight and shiny, and down here is where you have that cuticle opening up, some split ends, things like that. So your conditioner is trying to close that, add some shine, detangle, all of those things. My next tip is switch to either a wet brush or a wide tooth comb when your hair is wet. You never want to just take a regular brush or just a paddle brush of any kind and just start ripping through wet hair. When your hair is wet, it's weak, it's fragile, it will kind of pull and snap. You've probably heard that before, where you're like ripping through and then you hear these like little pops of your hair snapping. Please never do that. So first tip is, before you get in the shower, brush your hair out completely. I like to use the wet brush. Get in the shower, shampoo, condition like I said, and then at the end, after you've dried your hair, towel dried your hair, you want to use either a wide tooth comb or a wet brush. Never take a traditional stiff bristled brush to your hair wet. It's not a good idea. Next is using the proper shampoo. Now I'm going to try not to get brandy, but it's so important to use the proper shampoo. I can almost guarantee you that any shampoo from the drugstore is not the proper shampoo for you, and you could have better results with something else. I have a few behind me that I recommend to my clients, but everybody's hair is different. Everybody needs to speak with a professional stylist, get a prescription for the shampoo and conditioner that they should use, because everybody's hair is different. Okay, another tip is to rinse your hair with cold water. So some people, if you're like really badass and you want to totally take freezing cold showers, that's great. Any of my clients that have vivids, I recommend that no hot water touches their hair at all, only cold water touches their hair. For most people, I know that's not really realistic. I like a good warm shower. So what I like to do is, at the very end, when I'm done rinsing my conditioner out, I turn my shower all the way as cold as it can go. I do a cold rinse over my hair, wring it out, and get out. You always want to rinse in with cold water and try to keep your cuticle closed as tightly as possible. That gives you the shiniest hair, the softest hair. Remember, cold water helps close the cuticle, conditioner helps close the cuticle, and you want to keep that cuticle closed. All right, next tip is, instead of using a traditional towel to dry your hair, try using a cotton t-shirt or a microfiber towel. Regular towels can be really rough on the hair, cuticle again, you don't want it to rough that cuticle up, where a soft cotton t-shirt keeps the shine a little bit better and it is just more gentle on wet hair. So whether it's a microfiber cloth or a cotton t-shirt, I would recommend trying that and you will be amazed at the difference. So I just flip my hair upside down and kind of scrunch it with a t-shirt in my hands. Think about switching to a silk pillowcase. Again, we are talking about that cuticle being roughed up when you sleep overnight and you toss and turn. Sometimes against a traditional cotton pillowcase that can be a little bit rough on your hair. If you really want to get the healthiest hair possible, I suggest switching to a silk pillowcase and you will realize how it maintains your style. It keeps your hair soft and shiny and beautiful. Never go to sleep with wet hair. Now this is kind of the main one that I'm like, I know I'm not perfect. Sometimes you have to. I get that. Life happens. Sometimes you're really dirty. It's 10 o'clock at night. You need to wash your hair. And then you end up going to sleep. But again, hair is really fragile and weak when it's wet, so when you sleep and toss and turn and the weight of your head on it and moving can cause breakage, can cause damage. So I like to recommend to let your hair at least get most of the way dry before you go to sleep. Okay, and that is all of my tips for today. I hope you guys liked this. If you would like more videos like this, please let me know. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.